Perfect.
What's good, Wolf Gang? Back with another reaction. Yo, we got my dog Tom MacDonald songs called Fake Woke. He was saying that basically there's a chance, or hopefully he don't get banned from off of YouTube or a different type of platform because of the songs he's going to drop. He said he's been holding on to a lot of songs because of everything that's been happening and shit. So, without any further ado, you about to see, man. About how we're on into this.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards.
Hey, he started, my dog ain't playing. I mean, Tom is a controversial rapper. He is. The difference with the Cardi B thing, Cardi B is not making songs for 12-year-old girls. So if she becomes the idol of 12-year-old girls, that's not her plan. That's not her fault. Because people who, you can't choose people who idolize you. That's one thing. You cannot pick who idolize you. You could pick the content you put out, and obviously the content she put out is for grown people. But if little girls pick up on it and do it, you can't blame Cardi B for that. That's like blaming Grand Theft Auto for little kids shooting, because Grand Theft Auto is rated mature, so it's supposed to be 18 or older. So if little kids get that, that's the parents you gotta blame. You can't blame Cardi B for that. So you can't blame Grand Theft Auto.
They labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American.
He got a point about Eminem. I like that. He got a point about Eminem. So the only thing with that is just like how we evolve, time change. So that's why Eminem can't gay bash and want to murder a female, not like that. That ain't gonna cut it. You feel me? So, but his fan base is so thick, like it doesn't matter. Like you can't ban Eminem. His fan base is too big. So it's kind of like regardless of whatever he says, you can't really ban him. His people can stop pushing his music through the radio, but Eminem music don't even get pushed through the radio anyway, so it's hard to ban him because of that. Record labels could drop him, he go independent, his fans will still push him, so he can't really be banned because of that. But yeah, times have changed, because what Eminem was doing back then, he cannot do that shit now at all. So it's like times evolve, times change. It may get better, it may get worse, but it's not gonna stay the same.
Dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
I agree with that. They never freed the slaves, like different type, like there's slavery in different type of way. So we're not really free. And about the race war, I definitely believe the media pushes the race war. So then if the media pushes the race war, and for Tom, for being this conscious to know about it, then you can't get mad about the other side. Let's say, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying that let's say he's against the other race because the media pushes this. You can't get mad about the opposite side. So you can't get mad about your enemy because you know there's the middleman who's pushing that. So your enemy is not your real enemy, and then it goes vice versa. So it's like, for people who's conscious enough to know that the media is pushing a race war, you can't get mad about the opposite race. You can't get mad about the war that you're having with the opposite side. You have to get mad or focus on the media. That's the real enemy. So that's mad important. But that's dope that he touched on that. Like, he told that he's pretty conscious about it.
Realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game.
Oh, I got that. He said, they ain't free to slay. They gave us tiny screens. Damn, that's tough. Like, you talking about phones, tablets, some type of shit, like, make you feel like you're free in certain things you say, but you're actually still a slave. Okay.
All our childhood heroes got me too to the rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
Facts.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home.
Hey, so you feel like he in point. Like, you got a daughter, and then the certain type of music you listen to, bashing females. So it's like, I get it. I always thought that. But then there's people who listen to music for the vibe and the beat and not the actual lyrics. So then there's people like that. So that don't fall in that category. But hey, it's facts though.
People screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name, when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food.
See, that's the only thing I don't agree with. To say Black Lives Matter is the stupidest name because the system is screwing people equally, that's, I don't agree with that. The reason being, when there was a bombing in Paris, there's other shit happening in Africa, but it was a hashtag on Facebook and everybody had it. When it filters your picture with the flag, the colors of the flag of France or whatever, like it said the hashtag was pray for Paris. It wasn't pray for the world. It wasn't pray for Paris and Africa. It wasn't pray for Paris and others. It was pray for Paris. The reason being is because even though Africa has a way bigger population and a lot of shit's happening in Africa, the thing that's happening in Paris, the thing that's happening in Paris is a little bit more detrimental and need to be zoned in on because it was kind of like a terrorist attack. It was more people being killed in a smaller population. So that's why that was more zoned in than what's happening in Africa. So if we could say pray for Paris and not pray for Paris 2 or pray for Paris and more, you can say Black Lives Matter instead of saying Black Lives Matter 2 or Black Lives Matter as well. So people pick and choose because the Paris was the same thing. A lot of people was doing it. They didn't have a problem with that. But then because of Black Lives Matter, that become an issue. And I know people are going to say Black Lives Matter was made by this, made by that. Yes, that's great. But the people that's on the street is not pushing it that. Because the people who says that, oh, Antifa and that's what Black Lives Matter was made from and all these other people. Okay. When we say Black Lives Matter, we are putting like how we added like Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. We're saying rest in peace to those people and they need justice. So we're saying Black Lives Matter for them. We don't care what the title was made. Same thing with woke. Woke was a term not made for this song. Woke was not a term made for, oh, if you're enlightened and stuff like that. No, it's an actual word. But people use it to talk about, oh, I'm enlightened. I know how shit is going. I know how the system's trying to fuck us over. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist and nothing, but I'm woke. People use a word that's already been created, but use it for a different meaning. So Black Lives Matter, whoever made it in the wrong term or however they want to use it to spread evil, whatever, that is not how we're using it on the street when we're protesting for the lives of these Black individuals that have been taken by police brutality. So people just combine that. That's not the way we're using it. You can have the same word, but have a different meaning. You can have the same term and have a different meaning. Our meaning is not aligned with those meanings. Because people always tie that back into each other. So, that being said, I don't think the system's equally fucking us over. I definitely disagree with that. Reason being, and people say that, yes, other races also deal with police brutality. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. But then you can also go on the is it FBI? I think it's FBI. Basically, you go on the website and they'll show you, yes, in this country there's more whites in this country. So of course there's more whites dealing with police brutality. Same thing, they're more white because people like to say minorities and welfare and stuff like that. There's more whites that has welfare than minorities. People saying that, oh, minorities come to this country and just use the system for all this stuff and taxpayers dollars. There's more whites that's using welfare. You know why? Because there were whites in this country. So there's more whites doing everything. There's more whites dying. There's more whites being murdered. There are more whites being raped. You know why? Because there are more whites in this country. They're gonna lead everything because it's a huge gap. Now, when it comes to population, it's called percentage to deal with what needs to be looked upon. And Black people, when it comes to police brutality, already have a small margin in this country, and higher percentage of them is being killed by police compared to white. Higher percentage. Percentage in total is two different things. That's why you have analytics. Numbers create pictures. Numbers create sentences. And that's where analytics come from. You can't just read number as in, oh, there's a million white people and 500,000 is dealing with police brutality. That's 50%. Then there's 500,000 Black people, and then it's 400,000 dealing with police brutality. You know what I'm saying? So that's around, my math ain't working, probably like 90% around that. So yes, in total, there's more white people dealing with police brutality, but you're also forgetting that there's also there's Black people, a higher percentage dealing with police brutality. So you have to read numbers. You can't just look at the total, because the reason to compare, you have to have the same population. So if you don't have the same population, you go by percentage. That's the best way of comparing. So yeah, I definitely agree. But then also you got to look at how much of those white people were unarmed as well. Because our issue isn't about Black people getting killed. Like where I used to live, that shit used to happen daily. Like it's not that. I feel like if a Black person shoot at a cop, I mean, you shot at a cop, nigga. Like if you get killed, you get killed. So if it's by that, if you're shooting at somebody else and a cop come up and kill you, you're shooting. I get that. I totally get that. I'm not saying it's right, justified death, but I get it. Now, the unarmed one. Now, if you look up studies as well, compare the unarmed white people to the unarmed Black people, and that's where our case lies. Our case lies with the Black Lives Matter, like justice for these people, is because these people basically are unarmed. Now, not only are these people unarmed, but also it's been signs and trend of these people not getting the sentence they deserve or getting a sentence at all. So that's where the problem lies. Like, we don't even we're not even comparing ourselves to, oh, we, Black Lives Matter only. We never said that. But it's so funny how people think that we should say Black Lives Matter too, but we never said Black Lives Matter only. So your interpretation, you're judging us based on your interpretation. And I think that's wrong. I don't know, whole fucking rant. But that's how I feel. I don't disrespect nobody who feels the opposite way. It is what it is. We think differently. We have two different perspectives. At the end of the day, we don't know everything.
There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a line.
Hey, big facts though, bro. Like, where I used to live at, the only reason why the cops came fast, because the cops' legit police station was at the corner store, bro. Like, they was lined up at the corner store. So that's why the only reason they came fast. But there's other places that, hey man, trying to get some Buffalo Wild Wings, bro. DoorDash, my nigga, that shit take about 45 minutes to an hour, and them niggas still will beat the cops. That's crazy, man. Nah, he hit that. He hit a nail on the head with that one.
Y'all screaming deep on the police. Y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already. They're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops. See what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to.
Oh, another thing. All right. So Tom said that he think the Black Lives Matter was like the stupidest quote or the stupidest thing because the media is the system. The system is dividing us equally. But then the problem I have with that statement is that what about all lives matter and blue lives matter? You can't, if you're gonna say, so it's kind of like being consistent. And I know a lot of people are gonna get upset about it because I know Tom is their favorite rapper and I fucks with Tom. But at the end of the day, we all gonna have different opinions. You gotta respect that. Is that if he said Black Lives Matter is stupid and not because how we feel about losing people to the police, he's not saying that. He's just saying it's stupid because we equally being fucked. But it's like, I think you keep the same energy and say that for Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, and All Lives Matter. You can't just pick one out of the three that basically is going against each other, as in Black Lives Matter was made first, and then the other two was rebuttals, because the other two will never exist without Black Lives Matter. So the other two were rebuttals. So if you think one is dumb, I think all three should be dumb then. It's like keeping the same energy for something that's on like the same playing field or in the same category. So I think if he felt that, we should cancel the whole category, not cancel one out of the whole category.
They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake, whoa, same old safe zones. They so fake, whoa, facts don't care about your feelings.
And that's dope though. Facts don't care about your feelings. Real shit.
Fake, whoa, facts don't care about your feelings.
And that's the reason why I said that. Like, look at the percentage between the police brutality. Look at the percentage about the unarmed on both sides as well. And then facts when it comes to pray for Paris, and not pray for Paris 2 or pray for Paris as well, or pray for Paris in the other country. Just pray for Paris, and everybody was fine with that. And Black Lives Matter, it was like, oh, we should say Black Lives Matter too, because we're getting fucked up too, or Black Lives Matter as well, because we're getting fucked up too. But y'all not keeping that same energy when it came to the Paris thing. Everybody was saying pray for Paris, even though Africa was going through shit for years, constantly for years. So it's like keeping that, and those are facts. You can look it up. You gotta keep that same energy, regardless of how I feel like keep the same energy regardless of how you feel.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always...
Yo, but hey, that's who came to this country, killed off the natives, and took over this country. Everything was done by war. Everything that we feel like to be American, everything we feel like to represent Thanksgiving, everything you feel like to live the way that we live on this soil right now was all done by force and war. I mean, that's how this country was made. We would not have been here if it wasn't for force and war, to keep it G. It's not good at all. Is ridiculous, but that's the facts, man. Facts don't care about feelings. So that's the facts behind it. So we can't expect peace now, where the reason why we're here is because of force and war.
Working, that's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it, our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill when the side effects...
I agree with that hard. Oh my God, you hit a nail on the head with that shit. That's facts. That's facts. When basically when someone is going crazy, when someone is having mental illness, he's crazy, give him pills or whatever. When a country is like, oh, that's a society. Like, I think we normalize the fucked up shit and normalize the insanity and all the crazy shit that's going on. So we don't realize that this shit ain't right. This shit ain't this shit really ain't right. So now I agree with that. Facts.
It's silently when countries going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill when the side effects get you high. You get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression?
That's not funny, but so I never heard that. I never knew they tried to change that. That's wild. Like, I mean, I never heard that, but that is funny as shit. I actually got to look that up more after this video. That's funny as shit. I did not. Wow, man. Society is awkward. I used to get like amped up a little bit, but I just vibe through that shit now. Because there's only so much you can actually change. Because, like, if you believe in revelations, you believe in all this stuff, there's things out of our hands. This would be one of them. Because it may come right back around because everything goes in full circle, but this is part of the evolution of our world and the society. Like, things are gonna change, and as you see, like, it's changing. It may get worse. It may stay stagnant for a while before it get any better. Like, we don't know, but things are gonna change. But that's wild. That's all I got. That's pretty wild.
Information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness.
Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
Oh my God. Tom, what are you doing, bro? I don't trust anybody who bleeds for a week and don't die. But you say you were kidding, but that's funny as shit. Oh my God. That's funny as shit. And the feminism thing, I'm not going to touch on that because at the end of the day, we all have our opinion, but I feel like people think that their opinion are facts. And I'm a male. I will not understand. I will not try to fully understand. No, I can try to understand, but I will never fully understand a female's perspective or point of view. The day that I try to do that and I feel like I am right, that's the day that I lose myself. And I lose my intelligence of knowing that I know nothing. That's a problem. People think they know everything, but in reality, we don't know nothing. We honestly don't. Our perception, our opinions, our biasy, all of that is not reality. At the end of the day, that is not reality. But people feel that way. So it was like, I can't speak on feminism and what females experience and female perspective and what they think should happen. I cannot speak on that because I am a male. My perception of things is from a male perception. I can be fake woke and act like, oh, yeah, females are doing this, or females hate guys, or females, I don't know what they're going through. I don't have that feeling. I am not a female. I will not know. I will not know the experience. I don't know what they witness. Everybody witness things differently. You can't just clump everybody together. So I can't personally speak on that, and I won't even try to speak on that, because at the end of the day, that's a female side. There's always different sides of the story. That's a female side of the story. And I think the more I talk about it or act like I fully get it is what makes it worse, and it causes a wider margin of division. So I definitely can't speak about that because I'm not a female, and that's an important part. People think you're small, like, oh, you're still a human, you don't gotta be. No, that's a huge part. That's a huge part. So I can't talk about feminism and how they feel about that and stuff. Like, I can't do that.
Used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old safe zones. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings.
It's a dope song though. I fucks with it. And like I said, I'm not one of those people who, because he did have some really good points. I'm not one of those people who be like, oh, he said something I disagree with, so the song wasn't good. That's not me. I'm not that person to, like, I'm aware that we all gonna think differently. I'm aware that all of our reality is different because what the real reality of things is not what we think it is. Our perception, and like I said, our biasy and what we think, and like he said, like even at the end, he said that everything else he said besides the bleed for a week thing, everything else he said was like facts are true. That's out of his perception. Because the reason being, there's a couple of things that I can fact check, and like facts don't care about feelings. I can fact check and show that it goes the opposite way of what he's saying. So that's his perception. So even though he feels that's true, that's his perception. And then I feel like what I was saying is true because I've done many research and have a lot of stuff stored up. Because people tend to disagree, whatever, but I have stuff stored up to support what I'm saying. So everybody can find things on the internet and support what you're saying. So at the end of the day, how do you know it's actually true? That's why people need to take their feelings out of it. Facts don't care about feelings, because at the end of the day, I can find things to like support what I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure he could find things to support what he's saying. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna blame media to separate us during, like, with race and stuff like that, the facts you're getting is from the same media that's trying to separate us. Hence the reason why you can find information supporting what he's saying, information supporting what I was saying. So what is facts then? What is real? What is reality then? It's all about your perception of what you believe in. Then that's what you're gonna Google, and that's what you're gonna find. That's where you're gonna find information to support what you're saying. What I believe in, I'm gonna go on the internet and I'm gonna find articles. I'm gonna find things that say facts. I'm gonna find things from the government website and all this stuff. So it's like, this is still the same media that's trying to divide us. Hence the reason why there's supporting on both sides of everything that basically he was saying. So that's how I look at it. That's why I can never judge somebody based on their perception of things. Like, we all gonna think differently. We all gonna grab shit off the internet that supports what we're saying, and we feel like that we are right, but then people get too aggressive, and people get too judgmental, and then people get too butthurt in their feelings, and they feel like if you disagree with what they're saying, oh, you're wrong, or you don't know what you're talking about. Like, nigga, like, I've been, like, you feel me? I know people, let's say myself, been doing research my whole entire life. I'm not wasting my degrees, you feel me? I've been doing research my whole entire life, stayed in the fucking library too. But it's like, that right there, just, it helps me support what I'm saying. But doesn't mean that on the opposite side, someone could be doing the same thing, having a different view than I have, and been in the library too and had someone support what they're saying. So as I'm trying to say, like at the end of the day, that's what media does, separating. So exactly what he was saying, it separates us. So you can find things on both sides that support both sides. It doesn't mean that the opposite side is wrong. You have to understand that. And that's why we have to come together and know that what you feel and your perception of thing is not the real reality of it. That's why I'm so open to hearing and understanding other side, opposite side, shit that I don't agree with. I think that fuels me to research more. That fuels me to understand more. That opens up my mind. Like, that's how I think about it. I want the whole fucking rant again. It's crazy. But yo, hey, that's what this song do. It lets you talk. It lets you open up like a different type of dialogue and understand different things. So this is dope. A dope ass song. You say he got more songs like this, but you already know my dog a controversial rapper. He definitely controversial rapper. But yo, that's it for the reaction. Y'all know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe, share. Wolf out. Wait. Don't leave yet. Stop. Before y'all guys leave, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and please send me suggestions on what I should react to, anything of that sort, so I can keep entertaining you guys and keep bringing out new content. Also, remember, as always, peace, love, and positivity. All the time, 2020 and on. Wolf out.